rise to the top, and the lazy and quarrelsome can sink to the bottom, but it ain't easy to find. Meanwhile, we do the best we can to help those that can't help themselves, and those that can, we leave alone. Are there any other questions?
Oh, Mr. Webb, is there any culture or love of beauty in Grover's Corners?
Well, ma'am, there ain't much, not in the sense you mean. Come to think of it, there's some girls that play the piano at high school commencement, but they ain't happy about it. No, ma'am, there isn't much culture, but maybe this is the place to tell you that we've got a lot of pleasures of the kind here. We like the sun coming up over the mountain in the morning, and we all notice a good deal about the birds. We pay a lot of attention to them. And we watch the change of the seasons. Yes, everybody knows about them. But those other things, you're right, ma'am, there ain't much. Robinson Crusoe and the Bible, and Handel's Largo, we all know that. And Whistler's Mother. Those are about as far as we go.
So I thought. Thank you, Mr. Webb.
Thank you very much, Mr. Webb. Now we'll go back to the town. It's afternoon. All 2,642 have had their dinners and the dishes are washed. It's an early afternoon, calm in the air, a humming and buzzing coming from the schoolyards. Only a few horses on buggies on Main Street, some horses dozing at the hitching post. You know how it is. Mr. Webb out there getting ready to cut his lawn. 1 man in 10 thinks it's a privilege to push his own lawnmower. Wow. It's later than I thought. Here come the kids home from school now.
I can't, Lois. I have to go home and help my mother. I promised.
Emily, walk simply. Who do you think you are today?
Papa, you're terrible. Why, 1 minute you tell me to stand up straight, and the next minute you call me names. I just don't listen to you.
Golly, I never got a kiss from such a great lady before.
Excuse me, Mrs. Forrest.
Go out and play in the fields, young man. You got no business playing baseball on Main Street.
Awfully sorry, Mrs. Forrest. Hello, Emily.
Hello.
You made a fine speech in class.
Well, I was really ready to talk about the Monroe Doctrine, but then at the last minute, Miss Corcoran made me talk about the Louisiana Purchase instead. I worked an awful long time on both of them.
Gee, it's funny, Emily. From my window up there, I can just see your head. That's when you're doing your homework over in your room.
Why? Can you?
You certainly stick to it. I don't see how you can sit still that long. I guess you like school.
I mean, it's something that you have to go through.
Yeah,
I don't mind it, really. It passes the time.
yeah. Emily, what do you think? We can work out a telegraph from your window to mine, and once in a while you can give me a hint or two on one of the algebra problems. Oh, I don't mean the answers, Emily. Of course not. Just some little hint.
Well, I think little hints are allowed. So, if you get stuck, George, just whistle to me and I'll give you a little hint or two.
You're just naturally bright, I guess.
I figure it's just the way a person's born.
Yeah, but you see, I want to be a farmer. And my Uncle Luke says whenever I'm ready, I can come work on his farm. And if I'm good, I can just gradually have it.
You mean the house and everything?
Yeah. Well, thanks. I better be heading off to the baseball field. Thanks for talking. Good afternoon, Mrs. Luke.
Good afternoon, George.
So long, Emily.
Goodbye, George. Emily, come help me string these beans for the winter. George Gibbs let himself have a real conversation, didn't he? Why, he's growing up. How old would George be? I don't know. Let's see. He must be almost 16. Mama, I made a speech in class today and I was very good. Well, you must recite it for your father at supper. What was it about? The Louisiana Purchase. It was like silk off a spool. I'm going to make speeches my entire life. Mama, are these big enough? Try to get them a little bigger if you can. Mama, if I ask you a question, will you answer me seriously, dear, not serious. Seriously. Will you? Of course I will. Mama, am I good looking? Yes, of course you are. All my children have good features. I'd be ashamed if they hadn't. That's not what I mean. Mama, what I mean is, am I pretty? Well, I just told you yes. That's enough of that. You have a nice, young, pretty face. Never heard such foolishness. Mama, you never tell us the truth about anything. I am telling you the truth. Mama, were you pretty? Yes, I was. If I do say it, I was the prettiest girl in town next to Mammy Cartwright. Well, but Mama, you have to say something about me. Am I pretty enough to get anybody, to get people interested in me? Emily, you make me tired. Now stop it. You're pretty enough for all normal purposes. Now bring in those bowls when you come inside. Oh, Mama, you're no help at all.
Thank you, Mrs. Webb. Thank you, Emily. Now I have to interrupt again here. See, there's some more things we want to explore about this town. I think this is a good time to tell you that the Cartwright interests have just begun building a new bank in Grover's Corners. Had to go to Vermont for the marbles, sorry to say. And they asked a friend of mine what they should put in the cornerstone for people to dig up 1,000 years from now. Of course, they put in a copy of the New York Times and a copy of Mr. Webb's Sentinel. And we're sort of interested in this because some scientific fellas have figured out a way of painting all that reading matter with a glue, a silicate glue, that will make it keep 1,000, 2,000 years. So we're putting in a Bible and a copy of the Constitution of the United States and a copy of William Shakespeare's plays. What do you say, folks? What do you think? You know, Babylon once had 2 million people in it, and all we know about them is the names of some kings and copies of contracts for the sale of wheat, the sale of slaves. Yet every night, all those families sat down to supper. The father came home from his work, and the smoke went up the chimney, same as here. And even in Greece and in Rome, all we know about the real lives of the people are what we can piece together from the joking poems and comedies they wrote for the theater back then. So I'm going to have a copy of this play put in the cornerstone so people 1,000 years from now will know a few simple facts about us. It's more than the Treaty of Versailles and the Lindbergh flight. See what I mean? So people 1,000 years from now, this is the way we were. In the provinces north of New York at the beginning of the 20th century. This is the way we were in our growing up, and in our marrying, and in our living, and in our dying. Well, it's evening. You hear the choir practice going on in the Congregational Church over there. All the children are home doing their schoolwork. Day's running down like a tired clock.
Now music come into the world to give pleasure. Softer. Softer! Get it out of your heads. The music's only good if it's loud. Beat the loudest to the method.
Tenors.
Emily.
Hello.
Hello.
I can't work at all tonight. The moonlight is so terrible.
Emily, did you get the third problem?
Which?
The third.
Why, yes, George. That's the easiest of them all.
I don't see it. Emily, can you give me a hint?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The answer's in yards.
In yards?
In square yards.
Oh, in square yards.
In square yards of wallpaper.
Wallpaper. Oh, I see it. Thanks a lot, Emily.
You're welcome. My, isn't the moonlight terrible? And choir practice going on. I think if you hold your breath, you can hear the train all the way from here to Kentucky. Hear it?
What do you know?
Well, I guess I better get back and try to work.
Good night, Emily. And thanks.
Good night, George.
Now, is anyone able to come out next Tuesday afternoon to Fred Percy's wedding? Show of hands. That'll be fine. That'll be right nice. Now, we'll do the music we did for Jane Throwbridge's. We'll do Art Thou Weary, Art Thou Languid. It's a question. Make it talk.
George, can you come down here a minute, please?
Yes, boss.
Have a seat, son. Make yourself comfortable. This won't take a minute. George, how old are you?
I'm 16, almost 17.
And what do you plan to do when school is over?
Well, you know, Bob, I want to be a farmer on Uncle Luke's farm.
Then you'll be willing, will you, to get up early, milk and feed the stock, and you'll be able to hay and hoe all day long?
Sure I will, Paul. What do you mean, Paul?
Well, George, I was up in my office today when I heard this funny sound. What do you reckon it was? It was your mother out back chopping wood. There you see your mother getting up early, cooking meals all day long, washing and ironing, but then she still has to go out in the backyard and chop wood. I guess she got tired of asking you and decided to do it herself. She just gave up. But you eat her meals, and you wear the clothes that she keeps nice for you, and then you run off and play baseball. Like she's some type of hired girl that we just keep around the house that we don't like very much. Well, son, I knew all I needed to do was bring it to your attention. Here, take my handkerchief. George, I've decided to increase your spending money by 25 cents a week. Not for chopping wood for your mother, because that's a present that you give to her, but because you're getting older, and I imagine there are a lot of things that you'll find to do with it.
Thanks, Paul.
Let's see, tomorrow's payday, and you can count on it. I suppose Rebecca thinks she ought to get more too, and that's okay. I wonder what could have happened to your mother. Choir practice has never lasted this long before.
It's only 8:30, Paul.
I don't know why she's in that old choir anyway. She ain't got any more voice than an old crow, traipsing around the streets at this hour of the night. George, it is getting late. About time you retire, don't you think?
Yes, Paul.
Oh, good night, Margaret. Good night, Mr. Foster.
I'll tell Mr. Webb. I know he'll want to put it in the paper. Oh, my, it's late.
Oh, good night, Miss Irma.
Real nice choir practice, wasn't Myrtle Webb, look at the moon, will ya? Potato weather for sure.
Oh, naturally, I didn't want to say anything around the others, but now that we're alone, why, it's the worst scandal ever was in this town.
What?
Simon Stimson.
Now, Luella.
But Julia, to have the organist of the church drink and drunk year after year. You know he was drunk tonight.
Now, Luella, we all know about Mr. Stimson, and we all know about the troubles he's been having. And Dr. Ferguson knows too. And if Dr. Ferguson wants to keep him on in his job there, well then, the only thing the rest of us can do is just not to notice it.
Not notice it, but it's getting worse.
No, it isn't, Luella. It's getting better. I've been in that choir twice as long as you have, and it doesn't happen nearly so often. I do hate to go to bed on a night like this. I better hurry. Those children will be sitting up all hours. Good night, Luella. Can you get home safe, Llewellyn?
Oh, it's bright as day. I can practically see Mr. Carter staring out the window now. You'd think we'd been at a dance the way the men folk carry on.
Well, we had a real nice time.
You're late enough,
What? Frank, I ain't later than usual.
and you stopping at the corner to gossip with a lot of old hens.
Oh, Frank, don't be so grouchy. Come out and smell the heliotrope in the moonlight. Isn't it wonderful? What did you do all that time I was away?
Why, I read as usual. What were the girls talking about tonight anyway?
Oh, well, there's something to talk about, believe me.
Simon Stimson? Far gone, was he?
Worst I've ever seen. How will that end, Frank?
I guess I know more about Simon Stimson's affairs than anybody in this town. Some people just ain't made for small town life. How that'll end, Julian, I just don't know. But there's nothing we can do but just leave it alone. Come, get him.
No, not yet. Frank, I'm worried about you.
What are you worried about?
Well, I feel like it is my duty to make a plan to see that you get some real rest and change. And if I get that legacy, well, Frank, I'm just going to insist on it.
Julian, let's not go over that again.
Frank, you're just being unreasonable.
Julian, come. It's getting late. You're going to catch yourself a cold. Come on. Julian, I gave George a piece of my mind tonight. I guess you don't have any trouble having your wood chopped for a while. No. Well, just go inside.
Dear, there's just always so many things to pick up, it seems. You know, Frank, Mrs. Fairchild always locks her front door every night. All those people up that part of town do.
They're all getting cityfied. That's their problem. They ain't got nothing fit to burgle, and everybody knows it.
Get out, Rebecca. There's only room for one at this window. You're always spoiling everything.
Well, let me look just a minute.
Use your own window.
I did, but there's no moon there. George, do you know what I think? Do you? I think the moon's getting nearer and nearer, and there'll be a big explosion.
Rebecca, you don't know anything. If the moon was getting near, the people that stay up all night would see it first. And they'd tell about it, and it'd be all in the newspapers.
George, is the moon shining on South America, Canada, and half of the whole world?
Well, probably is.
9:30. Most of the lights in town are out. There's Constable Warren trying some doors on Main Street. Here comes Editor Webb after having put his newspaper to bed.
Good evening, Bill.
Evening, Mr. Webb.
Quite a moon.
Aye.
All quiet tonight?
Simon Stamson's rolling around a little. I just saw his wife headed out to lunchroom. Naturally, I looked the other way. Aye. How you been, Bill?
Putting the paper to bed. It's been quite a
There he
while.
is now. There he is now.
Good evening, Simon. Town seems to have settled down for the night pretty well. Good evening. town's settled down for the night, Simon. I guess we better do the same. Can I walk along a ways with you? Good night.
I don't know how that's going to end, Mr. Webb.
Well, he's seen a peck of trouble, one thing after another. Oh, Bill, if you see my girl smoking cigarettes, just give her a word, will you? She thinks a lot of you, Bill.
I don't think she smokes no cigarettes, Mr. Webb. Leastways, not more than 2 or 3 a year.
I hope not. Good night, Bill.
Good night, Mr. Webb.
Who's that up there? Is that you, Myrtle?
No, Papa, it's me.
Then why aren't you in bed?
I just can't sleep. I don't know. The moonlight is so wonderful. And the smell of Miss Skipp's heliotrope. Do you smell it, Papa?
Yes. Having any troubles on your mind, have you, Emily?
Troubles? No, Papa.
Well, enjoy yourself.